to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little different. I actually purchased this a couple of months ago. Haven't had a chance to sit with it yet. But these are Bellen's More Than Peach Creativity Bundle, which has crayons and colored pencils. This was a black brand at Target. I don't know if they're still there with the state of the world, but I wanted to support the More Than Peach project. So there's their information if you'd like to get this instead of going on Target. So it's morethanpeach.com. And I figured we could swatch these and see what they look like. It's supposed to be 12 skin color crowns, 12 skin color pencils. That's the multicultural, and then on the other side there's 24 rainbow crowns and 12 rainbow colored pencils. So let's see what this is all about. I will probably pass these on to my niece and nephew, but who knows? I might enjoy them enough to keep them for myself. So it says, More Than Peach Bundle made just for you. A 9-year-old girl got people to finally stop thinking of their peach colored crown as the skin color crown. A girl changed how we see crowns and skin color. Now she's an author. So that's Bellen, who is the little girl. And this is just a card, little postcard for you, and also inviting people to share their creations on social media or by sending an email. Okay, so what do we want to start with first? So since that's interesting, I feel like these are in the wrong boxes. Like this should be the multicultural and this should be rainbow. I'm sorry, this should be multicultural, this should be rainbow. Like they're in the opposite boxes. So let's start with the crowns that should be in the right box. So we have a multicultural crowns. They're all skin color. And it's a product from the world's first crown activist. So there's 12 crowns. Now I do have a set of multicultural. I did have a set of multicultural crowns from Five Below, and I also have the Crayola ones. So let's take a look at them, see if they have names, and then we'll get to swatching. So we have a little label on here, and it does look like there are color names because I see Serengeti, I see Sahara. So yes, there are different color names. So I'm going to write out the names and swatch them so we can see what those colors look like. so that's all 12 multicultural crowns. So there's still a lot of pale colors, and still not a lot of variety, but it is 12 crowns. So there's only like 3 distinctly dark brown crowns, and then there's like 2 lighter ones, and then the other 6 crowns are paler shades. So there's not a lot of variety, but again, it's only 12 crowns. And I think there's not a lot of variety overall, because like 2 of the paler crowns are like really 3 actually. So Reef, Oasis, and Gobi are really light. So I don't know how well you can see those on the paper, but they're really light. So yeah, that was the thing that's standing out to me, how there's not a lot of variety. I like the idea of the names of the colors, but I would say that the colors don't link me to, the names don't link me to the shades. So if I saw Sahara, I think Sahara Desert, and I would probably think it's more like this, whereas this is Denali. So yeah, I'm not getting, like, the names don't help me find the color. So that's just my thing. As far as the quality of the crowns, they are a little waxy. But so they kind of remind me more of like a rose art feel versus a Crayola feel. That's not to say they're not usable, because they're very smooth. But yeah, I could definitely tell they have a different feeling than a Crayola. So that's everything in this set. So let's move on to the pencils. Next we have Bellen's More Than Peach Colored Pencils. These are the multicultural pencils. The other one has to be in the rainbow, and they're just in the wrong box. So these are 12 non-toxic pencils that go for ages 3 and up. Let's see if there are names on the pencils. Okay. So it looks like the names correspond to the crown names, because I'm seeing Reef, I'm seeing Sandhill, Gobi, Cocoa. So yes, it looks like they correspond to the crown names, and they come pre-sharpened, but it's always good to sharpen your pencils even if they're pre-sharpened. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just swatching, but that can change how they work. So even if you use a little small sharpener, it's good to sharpen your own pencils. So let's swatch these out and let's see how they perform. Okay, so that's all 12 of the multicultural pencils. This is an example why it's really good to swatch out things. These colors actually don't match the crayons. And there were a couple of name differences, but they don't match the crayons because Oasis was practically white in the crayons, but here it's lighter brown. It's really good not to assume the colors are the same in different mediums. I actually like these pencils a lot more than I like the crayons. And I say that because I recently was using my Star Joy pencils and I hadn't really played with them a lot, but they're annoying to work with. And I was like, am I being really particular? But these were much smoother than I felt my Star Joys were. So I actually like this set and will keep this set for myself. Whereas the crayons I definitely am going to pass on. But not a bad set. Still have the same critiques about the color range. But I think this one is a little bit better. You are seeing yellow tone, red tone, neutral. So I think this gives you a few more options. So right now, I'm okay with the pencils. So we're gonna move on to the rainbow items. So first we have our 24 pack of rainbow crayons. So we're just gonna swatch these really quickly because we already have an idea how they look. They're not gonna look much different than the multicultural pack. So we'll swatch these so that you have an idea what they look like. Okay, so that's all 24 of the rainbow crowns. Like I mentioned in the other crown set, they are a little on the waxy side. They're not super vibrant, but I think a kid would have fun coloring with these. But like I said, there's closer to a rose art versus a Crayola. So that is all 24 of the rainbow pack. And let's get ready to do the rainbow pencils. So just like the multicultural pens, you have the names on the ends. And they seem to be similar to the crown pack. So let's go ahead and swatch those. that's all 12 of the rainbow colored pencils. So it's funny, I did like the multicultural pencils. The rainbow ones were a little harder to work with. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's good to sharpen your pencils before you use them, even though they come pre-sharpened. So I may feel differently about them after sharpening them. But the multicultural ones felt smoother straight out the pack than these did. There's some colors that definitely performed better, like the orange, green, and red were really smooth, and then the yellow was not that smooth, and then the pink wasn't that smooth, and that's an interesting purple pink there as well. And then the indigo wasn't as smooth, and the violet wasn't as smooth. That flower diamond, even in the crayon, was hard to swatch out. So I think that color is just a difficult color. But that is everything from the Bellen's More Than Peach collection. I'm glad I picked it up. Again, you can find this at morethanpeach.com. And I think that's cute that Bellen, this young person, is starting their own business and talking about crayons and making sure that we all feel included. And I'll insert the price I paid for these. But like I said, don't buy them at Target. Buy them direct from the actual brand, so it may be a different price. And you know what? I won't insert the price. I'll just tell you to go to their website and look it up. And if you're interested in these, I'm going to actually keep the multicultural pencils for myself and then pass on the crayons to my youngest niece and pass on the pencils, the rainbow pencils, to my older niece and nephew, because I think they'll get more use out of it because they're a little bit older. But yeah, that's it for this video. As always, thank you for spending time with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.